Dan said this, I think a couple weeks ago, but like all of you should be doing like, I think he said like 3 to 4 website builds like a week, and you should push yourself like that, because I remember I would think, man, if I can just get like 3 to 4 in a month, I'll be great. And then Dan, like, he's so good at like teaching all of us like learn how to compress time. Like what should take you like 30 days, why not try it in like 3 days, right? Like let's work on that. And even in the Trailblazers with the teams, we set up, gave set out a challenge to like, hey, you got 3 days to like publish 10 sites, and everyone's like bugging out. But guess what? Like over 80% of those students that specifically in the teams did that, and that's a big deal. So when you start doing that, you start to see like, we really just give ourselves too much time to do something when we can really compress the time to do it. And so that's how I like to focus on the short-term goals, because those things, before you know it, they add up to the long term. So, I was doing $3,000 a month, and then I went to 5, and then I went to 7, then I went to 10, and then I was comfortable between 12 to 15 for like, it was probably like 3 years, I think. And then what got me fired back up back in 2019, I just saw how some other people I've been around, who's been around just as long as me, was doing like 40 or 50K. And I'm like, there's no reason I can't be doing that. And so I just like lit it back up, and, obviously partnered up with Seth. I got other, a couple of the JK partners now. And then from there, I just, ramped up and built like a ton of sites. And we'll talk about some of the due diligence that we got some video questions on that. So we're gonna talk about that here in a little bit. But I did that, and then to really compress time, because I was like, it was like March of last year, actually right when COVID hit. I was in my apartment, and I was like, man, I got till December to buy my home. And I'm telling you right now, guys, like, I didn't have too much saved, because I was just, I had other investments I didn't want to pull out from. And I was like, man, like, what do I do to like really compress this? And I did something, I don't think it's too crazy. I was like, I need to do something to really like put like fire underneath my butt. And so, I had a fully furnished like apartment, had a couple of roommates, etc. I let it go. I stopped the lease, and I was basically mobile, where I didn't have a home. I put what I had in storage, and I was just grinding from June until I was gonna get my home. Like that's like what happened. And so thankfully, like within like 4 months, I grinded enough, and I made the money I needed to get my down payment going. I mean, my house was like $445,000, so it was like 30-40 grand down with everything. But I did all that work on top of all my bills, on top of all my VAs, on top of my team, on top of everything else that I was doing. I was able to hit that goal because I just compressed the time, because I was like, man, I'm in year 4. I'm turning 35 in December, even though I look 23. What? And then I was like, I gotta figure this out. What do I do? And I was like, I'm just gonna get super uncomfortable. I'm gonna live on the road. So I was living in like hotels and Airbnbs, crashing the e-pays. but that's what I did, and thankfully, I hit it. I closed on my home in October 27th. So like literally like a month and a half right before like my 35th birthday. So that was really cool. Since then I had like parties, and a whole bunch of people stay over. I think EPA's been over like 4 times already, and other students. But yeah, so that all those things that I did over the years like helped build into hitting that like really big goal, and a lot of crap happens in life, and I wanted to touch on this because like life happens to all of us. I remember during that time from like June to like October, I was traveling around the country. Like I literally drove from like Key West, Ohio to be with Seth, all the way out to like San Francisco to be with Ipe. Then I was going down to LA, where Alec and some other people had lived. And then my mom caught COVID in July, and she got hospitalized with like pneumonia. It freaked me out. So I drove from like Los Angeles all the way back to Tampa in like 2.5 days. I was exhausted, but I was like, I know what's gonna happen with my mom. And thankfully, like they gave her special treatment where she was basically discharged from the hospital in like 3 days, but she was like, it's gonna take her a couple months for recovery. So because of this business, I was able to like just stop traveling on the road and go back to Tampa and live with her and take care of her as I needed to. And then once she kind of got like settled down a little bit, and once she started recouping and she loves the garden and all this other stuff, once she was able to kind of get back on her feet at some level, and then, I was able to kind of start traveling again and doing what I needed to do. But like Andrew said, focus on the positive. Even if you miss the deadline, what did you learn? What can you change to better the process? Take it as an opportunity to learn. I totally agree with that, And so I was supposed to stay on the road like the whole time until I bought my home. Obviously, that situation with my mom brought me back, but I had the ability and the flexibility because all those short-term goals led up to me being able to do what I want, when I want it, how I want it, with who I want it, where I want it. Like all those things, all I wanted, like I was able to do it. But all those short-term goals led me up to that. And most of my friends thought it was crazy. Like, why are you letting it go? I was like, because I want to buy a home. And then my friends come like, man, this is such a nice home. I'm like, just my starter home, because I really want to like, stay uncomfortable and go to the next level. And so I've been chatting with Gabe and how to do that challenge just for myself personally. And I'm sure I'll share on it once kind of hit some of those successes. But I just want to encourage you guys, like, we all have things that happen in life. You got to stay positive. You got to be positive or negative. Like, it's really up to you. Like, your mental game, like, it's got to be like iron strong. If it's not strong, then get it strong. Work it out. Talk to people. If you need to vet to somebody, cool. But you better figure out a solution afterwards, So that's why we get paid what we get paid, because we're like solution problem solvers to the marketplace. So when you're able to do that and provide a solution to the marketplace, you get compensated for that and you add value, And so that's what I got to say with that when it comes to like short-term, long-term vision, and also making sure that students, I mean, we're all over the place. Some are, super successful with their jobs. Some are barely making $2,000 a month. Some are married with kids. Some are going through divorce. Some, just lost their parents. Other people can't visit their parents, because of health reasons or out of the country, whatever. We all got situations, and so, you want to make sure that whatever you committed to this program, make sure you stick to your commitment. You know what I mean? Make sure you stick to paying what you need to pay so you're staying involved in this community, because this is one of the only communities that I know out there that's going to give you the ongoing coaching support twice a week, man. And like, you want to be a part of this community, So like, learn how to be committed, learn how to stay connected. And that's why for those of you jumping on these streams and coming here every Tuesday, every Thursday, like, that's what matters. Even if you can't make it live, if you're watching the replay, make sure you like within 24 hours of a live, everybody should be listening to the replay, whether you're driving to it from work, whether, you're on a lunch break, like, listen to it for 30 minutes and then go back on your lunch break. Like, whatever you got to do, make sure you listen to these, okay? Because that's what's going to be super key. And like, people wonder like how I became successful. Success includes like, I'm 5 years in and I'm still on these lives, And so just make sure, like, because these lives really reshape how you view money, your wealth mindset, how to be like really serial entrepreneurs. I mean, we have one of the best entrepreneurs